I'm the best at this stuff. It's what I do.
This is what you do?
Yeah, pretty much. This and apparently get COVID.
Yeah.
Zing. The cat's out of the bag. I got
you
the.
let the cat
I
out
got,
of the bag.
Well, yeah, I had
I was
to.
gonna keep
I
your
had to.
secret.
Well, I had to let you know. But I mean, here's the thing. I've been on record countless times talking about the truth, which is that I can't be killed by any mortal weapon or disease. I hadn't gotten COVID, and Jesus Christ. And now finally, right after it comes out that the pandemic's over and it's done.
The demi's been done.
It's been done. It's been officially done for quite some time now. And this is when I decide to kind of swoop in last minute, see what all the fuss is about, just kind of dip my toes in the COVID waters. And I did get it. My wife had it for, I think, the third time, and this time she finally gave it to me because I was a little brash with it. She was like, do you want to try and stay away from me? And I was like, absolutely not. And I was like, kissing her and stuff like that. So I was begging for COVID.
You're begging for some Rizz-giving?
I was challenging God, and typically that's a challenge that I win every time. But this, I'm certainly humbled. Having COVID is very humbling. Very humbling experience.
Yeah.
For everybody involved.
Yeah. Okay.
But I haven't been sick since I was in 7th grade, and this is the first time that I have gotten sick like this since then. And I was furious. I was so angry. Because I couldn't work over the weekend. I did work Saturday, but I couldn't work I couldn't work Monday or whatever. And I was just so angry because I was so tired. And I'll admit, and I feel like I'm speaking for the people out there who, like myself, never get sick. Whenever you get sick pretty often.
All the time.
I mean, how many times have you had COVID?
3.
3 times. So anytime one of you people starts to like talk about getting sick, I'm so sick. Us, the kind of the prime genes, kind of like the best genes that humanity has to offer, people like myself, we are like, you're just being lazy. This is a
bad take, Andy. This is
it's
a bad take. You're not going to win this take off.
I'm not.
Because I'll take you right back.
Matthew,
you want to hear the real take?
Because I'm actually not done talking. But I'm actually not done talking, so you don't have to interrupt me quite yet. So, what I was going to say was, this is me speaking for, again, the kind of the golden gene, top of the species people such as myself. I'm not done. I'm getting to the point. Whenever you normies like get sick all the time, stop kicking me under the table, dude.
Well, fucking finish your point.
I'm not letting me.
No, because you keep going back to the same point.
Yes,
this is a problem with your point.
People are forgetting. My point is that I have to admit, I have to hand it to you now that I have experienced what it's like to actually be sick. It is not all it's cracked up to be. It's not the sunshine and rainbows, kind of time, day off that the typical people like myself think it is. It fucking sucked, and I was so mad the entire time. I was furious. If I was awake, I was angry.
Andy, and that is why people like me are built different. You think that you're this golden child that never gets sick, but you get sick one time and you're down for the count. Andy, I'm always sick, and guess what? I put my head down and I grind.
No,
I don't let illness take advantage of that. Yes.
No, and I'm not talking about you specifically right now. I'm talking about people like you who get sick all the time. It's always complaining and I can't do this and I'm missing this and stuff and blah blah blah. And that's very tiresome for, sort of the master race type of people like myself.
What type of person?
Just like the best genes ever. Just the greatest.
What kind of genes?
Just an immune system that can't be beat. Don't try and fucking Hitler flip this shit on me, dude. I'm the fucking king of the Hitler flip.
I think Andy might have just canceled. Might be canceled.
No.
I think Andy's canceled.
No. What about the term master race is negative? What connotation? I can't even think of one bad thing about that phrase. I can't even think of one negative connotation about the phrase master race. So there you go. Don't try and flip the script on me.
You're not superior,
I'll flip it right back.
Because one illness takes you down for the count. Like, think about it. If we were alive in the Black Plague era, you'd be dead.
Ooh. No, because I never would have
No,
caught it.
because you would have got it and it would have taken you down. I would have survived the Black Plague. I would have
I
had
don't
the
think
Black
so.
Plague and been able to tell the tale, Andy.
No, because I did get COVID, and it gave me a good wallop. But I beat it. Record time, first of all. I'm pretty sure I beat it faster than anyone's ever beat COVID.
Not
it's
faster
true.
than Donald.
No, it's pretty true. Faster than Donald Trump, faster than Joe Rogan. That's me. I have the fastest immune system in the world, fastest immune system in the West. Don't have to take horse medicine, don't have to eat McDonald's or anything. My body will become normal in no time.
No.
Okay?
Average at best.
No, I did come back with a vengeance against COVID, but it took me out for a while. The sleeping was pretty good, though. I did like the sleeping a lot. I did sleep. I slept quite a bit. I slept, a couple in like various hour stints throughout the day. I kind of Da Vinci'd it. You know how Da Vinci would like sleep a couple hours here and there.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what
You
I
break
was doing.
every day into 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Which
got
is pretty
30
much-
days in a week.
which is
35 days in a week.
So now we're just kind of reiterating my point that like I did this I did COVID better than anyone ever had. I turned it into a positive, Matthew, because that's what I am. You take a negative, and guys like me, we kind of flip the script ourselves there, and we turn a negative into a positive. All right, that's the mentality, Matthew. That's the mentality.
That's not you. I did have.
Well, it's clear. It's what I did.
No, it's not what you did.
It's pretty much what I did.
You know the episode of How I Met Your Mother where Marshall tries to defeat the machine, and there's an episode of The Office like
classic.
that too.
Yes, I love
and the
it.
song like keeps getting sadder.
Yeah.
He's losing to the machine. That's you. You lost to COVID.
I will admit, it's funny you say that because I did at one point because I got a little delirious. I was like, I am John Henry right now. This is how John Henry felt, who was the guy who originally went up against John Henry versus the Machine. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
It's a great story, classic, like folktale, kind of Paul Bunyan-esque type
I know
deal.
two people that have challenged the machine. It was Marshall Erickson and Dwight Schrute.
And both lost? I don't remember if
Marshall
won.
I think.
That was a great episode, though.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's the episode where Robin becomes a true New Yorker.
Oh, yeah.
Gets a
great
cab
episode.
stolen, steals a cab, kills a cockroach with her bare hand.
Cries in public on the subway.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
Sees Woody Allen. Yeah.
And the joke is that it's Maury Povich.
Yeah.
Classic. So Woody Allen can't be seen in public. It's wild how long he kind of got away with that. I don't think. I mean, he's so old now. He really kind of. You know what though? He really kind of took it to the end. Like he pretty much made it. Like he did. You know what? Not pretty much. Like he made it all the way through. Like without getting canceled. Pretty much. Like the last year or whatever when the new big documentary came out. I think that's when people were like, okay, end of the line for him. But he's already 96 fucking years old, so he's done. He wasn't making any more movies anyways, And before that, he was still making a movie every year, and he was getting big stars to still be in his movies. Emma Stone, Owen Wilson, Scarlett Johansson was in a bunch of Woody Allen movies.
Well, of course I'm going to be in Woody Allen. I was trying to do an Owen Wilson.
Oh, man, it was what did you just did?
I sent you
you just you were kind of doing like a Yogi Bear to get to Owen Wilson.
If I could have thrown some twang in there.
Yeah, we'll give it another shot. You got time. Give it another shot.
No.
I don't know if I could do an Owen Wilson.
I sent you a good Owen Wilson.
Was it the
video
Obi-Wan one? Dude, that was very funny. Yeah. I do love that.
And that was in the midst of when you were doing the Michael Caine.
Oh,
Michael Caine.
Oh, dude, the other day when I was in the grips of COVID, but still obviously beating it better than anyone ever had. I was like, man, if we got to do the podcast over Zoom or anything, I don't want to put any thought into it. I'm just going to sit down and be like, let's just fucking do Michael Caine, the whole, as Good Will Hunting, fucking Born Identity, any Matt Damon movie you want. List them all. We Bought a Zoo. Michael Caine and We Bought a Zoo. I don't know any lines. I don't know any lines from that movie.
We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo. But that's not even Matt Damon's line. The little girl says that in the trailer. She goes, "We bought a zoo." That's the one thing I remember from that movie.
That's what she says.
I'm sure I know that Matt Damon and his son like getting an argument in that movie. I think that's what that movie is about. Is I think Matt Damon's wife dies, and then they buy a zoo, and the son is like, why did you have to fucking buy a zoo? A zoo can't replace my mom. And Matt Damon's like, I bought the zoo for you. And then so it's like, fuck you, a zebra's not my mom. And I think that's the movie. But then eventually like comes around. But I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
I only know one person who has ever seen it. Folks, that cold winter is coming, all right? Why not stay inside, bundled up, and let Instacart take care of things for you? Because the good news is with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is, right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start using Instacart today and make things a little easier on yourself. Folks, a great way to support the show is to actually do something nice for yourself and check out all the great merch we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. All kinds of great stuff, not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other 2 podcasts that we're producing right here. We've got t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, whatever it is you're looking for, all kinds of stuff that's great for winter coming up. We've also got a lot of cool accessories, glassware, mugs, pint glasses, and then, of course, fanny packs, notebooks. The slides are super awesome that we just got, bucket hats, regular baseball hats, all kinds of cool stuff. Go check it out for yourself. Hit the link in this episode description. Again, that's snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Folks, I mentioned it up top, but I've got to tell you in a little more detail about the brand new Patreon page. It's patreon.com/snackspot. Link's going to be in this episode description as well as in our Instagram bio. Right now up there, you can check out the Captions On podcast where Jake from Schemin' and Dreamin', Emily, and myself are going through all of the Disney Channel original movies. It's a lot. It's insane. It's wild. It's fun. It's exhausting. It's a lot. It's so many emotions, but it's so cool, and you're definitely going to want to come along for the ride on that, as well as a lot of other cool exclusive new content and series and stuff that we're going to be putting up there very soon. So make sure, again, you check out the Patreon right now while it's still only $3 a month. Okay, you're going to want to get that deal while it lasts, folks. Okay, so again, hit the link in this episode description or in our Instagram bio. Check out the brand new Patreon. That's patreon.com/snackspot. It's going to be a lot of fun, so check it out. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons and Dragons podcast that we produce right here, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Because the podcasting space, particularly as far as advertising goes, has really, really busted wide open. And it's cool to see companies the magnitude of McDonald's and State Farm moving their way into the podcast advertising space, because, these are companies that are doing commercials on the Super Bowl and things like that. These are massive corporations, and it's fun to see them head into the podcast space. I think it does say a lot about how effective podcast advertising can be. It's fun to see them explore that, move away from traditional media, like TV and stuff a little more. The problem is it hasn't left really any room for smaller or local businesses to get in on the action, but that's what we are here for. That's what we're all about, folks. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, hit us up at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
Dude, I've been thinking all day about trivia, and I want to do trivia.
Let's do it. I would love to.
But I want to find good trivia.
Okay. Like a certain theme or something that
all
you're
right,
looking for?
I got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
At the National Archives Gala, Ben makes a toast with Abigail and a colleague of hers. What does he toast to? He
toasts to. Okay. I'm gonna try and get as close as I can.
Work through it. Walk through it.
I will get. So I know that he toasts. I think he toasts like the founding fathers, and he's like men who knew what they had to do was right, even though it was like against the law or something like that. That's basically the gist of his toast. How am I doing so far?
Yeah. But he
Okay,
said,
I nailed it.
okay, no, let me see if you can get it. I'll give you a hint. He said, this is what those men were doing when they signed the Declaration of Independence. If they
Committing
had been caught,
treason. Here's to treason.
High
right?
treason.
High treason.
We'll give you treason.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When Ben was analyzing the best way to steal the Declaration of Independence, he found the best time to steal it when it was where?
In the preservation room.
Room full of delicious jams and jellies.
Jams and jellies, damn straight.
Yep. I need some harder questions. These are easy cues, man. These are easy cues.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's easy. What color was the van?
I want to say it was red.
It was red.
God damn it. I'm so good at most things. It's incredible.
All right. Where are the original Silence Dogood letters according to Patrick Henry Gates?
Wait. Is that his dad?
Yes.
He donated them to the Smithsonian? No, the Ben Franklin Library.
No.
Fuck.
It's a fake building, I'm pretty sure.
The Capitol building? Are you Googling to see if the building's real?
Yeah, I'm Googling to see if the building's real.
I donated them to the Frederick Douglass building? Is that right?
Oh, no, it's a real-ass museum.
Okay. What is it? What's the answer?
The Franklin Institute in Pennsylvania.
I mean, that's pretty much a Ben
Philadelphia.
Franklin. That's pretty much a Ben Franklin museum.
What was Abigail's password?
Mount Vernon.
No.
What? Whoa. Wait, what password?
Andy.
What password?
The only password that she has in the movie to get into the preservation room, to get past.
Yeah.
When he gives her the.
It's Mount Vernon.
No, it is not.
Then what is it? No, it's Mount Vernon because she
No,
pushes
it
the
is
T
not.
twice.
No, she doesn't, Andy. She pushes the L and the E twice.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not going to.
Valley Forge.
Valley Forge. Okay, pretty close, though. Pretty close for a novice such as myself. Not terrible. Not terrible. I'm just watching my levels go up while I'm... This is why I don't switch the show anymore. This is why we usually have Emily do it. Because I just stare at those levels. Woo! Valley Forge. Excuse me. All right, that's enough.
Let's see. What are the names of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's kids?
Oh, my God. See, I don't even know how many they have. The only
4.
one I know... They have 4 fucking kids? That's crazy. All I know is North. That's the first one. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, the rest of I would have only known that one too. The rest of them are good.
Kevin.
No.
Sandra D.
Close.
Sally.
North.
Yeah.
Saint.
Right. You know what? I think
Chicago.
Oh my God.
And Palm.
Jesus Christ.
Psalm.
Oh, that's Psalm.
Palms.
Psalm. Like those are like the songs at church. So Kanye just got to name all their kids? That's crazy. You'd think there'd be more of a discussion. But it seems like those are Kanye names. Psalm is definitely a Kanye name.
How many kids? These are tough questions. I don't know any
National
of these.
Treasure trivia we can get no problem. Mostly. I mean, you certainly can.
Who did Forbes name the youngest self-made billionaire ever in 2019?
It's one of the Jenners. I'm gonna say Kendall.
No.
Fuck. Kylie. It's Kylie Jenner.
Kylie.
All right, I knew it was one of them.
Who does Michael Scott hit with his car
Meredith.
on company property? Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Which actor voiced Darth Vader and the Lion King's Mufasa?
James Earl Jones, baby, and also in The Sandlot. He's the Beast's owner, the blind guy.
What modern day item made a cameo in the final season of Game of Thrones?
I was just thinking about this. A Starbucks cup.
A Starbucks
was
cup.
sitting right next to Daenerys Targaryen.
They left it there on accident?
Yeah, they left it there on accident, and the people went fucking nuts. They were really mad. I think somebody got fired over it. Amelia Clark had a tweet where she was like, "It's not my fault. It was like a crew person or something." But it's like, bitch, that's your coffee.
I know this isn't great.
I'm having a good time when I get it right.
I'm not good at trivia, like finding trivia questions.
Sure.
I love sitting there playing trivia. Like this guy I work with, and that's why I was thinking about National Treasure trivia, because he's really good at trivia, and he said he thinks he could beat me in National Treasure trivia. And I said, dude, I don't think you underestimate how many times I've seen those movies. But he was like, that's the thing though, is like you've seen the movies a lot, but you're not good at trivia. So he was asking me trivia questions about National Treasure, and the first one I got with these, it was what alias does Ben Gates use when he goes into Abigail's office for the first time?
Carlos Danger.
Paul Brown.
Paul Brown, that's right.
Which I got. But the second one was, what are the names of the two people on the Liberty Bell, first and last?
Okay, that's not a national
That's
treasure
what I
question.
said.
That's not a national
So that's a
treasure
history question.
Yeah.
I got the last names.
Oh, what are they?
Fuck, now I can't remember.
That's okay. Okay.
It's Past and Stowe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but that's a history question.
I
That's
agree.
that's
But
that's
they
a
do
loophole.
say the
That's
first
fuck-
names.
I
in
know,
the
but that's
movie.
kind of that's too tricky. Well, not too tricky, but it's scummy, is what it is.
What else do I got nothing else.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
waiting for a little more trivia
No.
or something like that. Yeah. I mean, I've just had COVID, been chilling. Just a quick Gilmore Girls update.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just very quick, because I don't even want to hear me talk about it at this point. So, Rory went to college. Now, Harvard was like where Rory was gonna go from the beginning. Rory's only ever wanted to go to Harvard, but she just ended up going to Yale so that the show could like pretty much continue, I guess. But she got a haircut. It's not good. Rory's college haircut is bad. Also, Jess, the kid who writes in the margins of books, he came back. Fuck that guy. I thought he was going to have a redemption arc. He absolutely did not. Ruined everything. That's pretty much all I have to say. There's some other stuff in there. But those
Who's
are
the
the
guy
top
that
ones.
owns the diner?
Oh, Luke. Oh, so, yes. So, Luke. Now, okay, so, you know what? Thanks for bringing that up, actually, Matthew, because this is something that I've actually flip-flopped on. Because Luke and Lorelai, I've said before, they should not be together. It's a terrible pairing, horrendous. First of all, Lorelai shouldn't be with anybody, but I've come to the realization, because now they're kind of they're starting to canoodle at this juncture that we're at in the show, and at this point, I've come to realize that they're both so fucking stupid that they should be together to kind of minimize the damage that they create around them. So if they ruin each other's lives constantly, that's fine, because otherwise they're just going to be out there destroying everyone that they meet in their path, which is what the show's pretty much been to up until this point. So now I'm kind of pro Luke and Lorelai, because it's sort of like it's like the opposite of mutually assured destruction in a way. It's like controlled destruction, I guess, if that makes sense. So that's a little Gilmore Girls update for you. Shout out to the CW.
Gilmore Girls. I like Luke from like the 2 episodes that I've watched.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean,
I've never really seen him be stupid.
Yeah, he just gets. It's almost like sort of a. People have used Ned Flanders as an example for this.
Really?
What I'm about to say here, and. I could argue. I have to argue in my head about this all the time. But they say Ned Flanders is an example of a character who, through the passage of time, has become less of a well-rounded out character, has become a more shallow character because their whole characterization is now focused on one singular thing. And for Ned Flanders, yes, it's being religious, and for Luke, it's being kind of a curmudgeon. And I think
definition
of curmudgeon.
Yeah.
One who acts curmudgeonly. So I think he kind of has fallen.
It doesn't do anything for me, Andy. I don't know what the word curmudgeon means.
It's like
Sounds Thanksgiving-y though.
when the Pilgrims and the Native Americans they got together and they had a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
But it's it's like a
Are you jazzed to give thanks tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
Are you a Thanksgiving guy?
No.
Top three holidays.
Halloween, Christmas, Hanukkah. I don't think there's any debate. I don't think there's any debate there.
I'm not trying to like best. You've never celebrated Hanukkah,
which I don't have to celebrate it to appreciate its greatness and why it deserves to be top 3. First of all, 8 nights, top notch. Second of all, the food, you're eating different great food every single night. I don't know if you're too familiar with Jewish cuisine, Matthew, but they got there's some stuff that I think they maybe get a bad rap for.
I got.
Sure, hey, that's fucking toss that on the list, baby. Whichever is fucking 6th night, no holds barred, whatever you want. But they got some good stuff in there. So you got all those time. You're doing like prayers in the dark. That's always fun. I'm always down for that. It's a little eyes wide shut for me, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, top 3, without a doubt.
Where's Thanksgiving fall? You're not a big fan of Thanksgiving?
I'll tell you what. Never before. Last year, I had a great Thanksgiving. I loved Thanksgiving last year. But every other one before, well, actually, going to Uncle Jack's was great when we go to Brooklyn, but that wasn't always, that felt different than like celebrating the holiday to me. It felt like just kind of a big, different vacation with like all our family.
Yeah.
Because it was like a destination Thanksgiving.
I think maybe that put the holiday on like a different scale to you.
Yeah.
And so now it's like Thanksgiving's just Thanksgiving. It's not what it used to be. You're not staying in that house, going to the Macy's parade. Like, dude, that shit was, I feel like maybe not anymore, but at the time, like early 2000s, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was like a destination trip. Like it was like a bucket list thing for a lot of people, and we were just mucking it up.
We went every year, and I think you're right, Matthew.
Every other.
I thought we went every year.
No, we would go every other, I believe.
I don't think so. I think maybe at a certain point, but regardless, I think you're right. I think we hit a real solid peak in the 2000s is when the Thanksgiving Day Parade maybe was at its best. Because now, just not to any fault of its own, but just the fact that it's like
I can't even believe Macy's can still afford to put it on. I'm surprised it's not
fucking
I can't believe it's not the Amazon Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The fucking AT&T Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The AWS. Yeah, the AWS.
The Crypto.com Thanksgiving Day Parade. I can't believe that hasn't happened.
The Bored Apes Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Dude, I would honestly pay legitimate money to fucking see Al Roker be like, and the Bored Apes balloon is coming through right now. Like, I think that would actually be a very fond memory. Yeah. Can you imagine? Because the every time every year around this time, especially because I think it's like the anniversary of it this year, the Barney balloon getting popped.
I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, well, we were there, right there.
This is the thing. That memory was fugazied into my brain. Andrew, that happened according to the video of it being like the anniversary that was sent to us by our cousins. That happened in 1997. Can I tell you something, Andy? I wasn't fucking born in 1997.
Can I tell you something?
So my whole life I've been told about how I witnessed this traumatic experience, and I wasn't even out of the womb.
I'm gonna double check what year it was right now. Don't worry, I got it. I'm gonna double check, but I was definitely there. I'm pretty sure we're in the picture. If you see the picture of Barney deflating, we're in that photo. Oh, I forgot what I was Googling, but I think that definitely would have been a little different if we had seen a fucking Bitcoin balloon getting deflated instead of that. Let's see, Barney deflate. Mm-mm-mm-mm. 1997, according to the Dallas Observer, which is where I get all my news. So that's a name that I trust. Did you find anything interesting on there? Oh, you're doing. But
1997. So
1997.
I wanted to bring this up today, and I'm glad we got to it because I've been told my whole life about this traumatic experience that I witnessed. And dude, that's fake trauma. You guys, you and our cousins have been pouring your trauma onto me for the past 25 years.
That's what happens. I mean,
that's bullshit.
Sorry
Honestly,
pal.
there might be a lawsuit pending for damages.
I like that idea, actually. I very much like that.
I'm going to sue all you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue everybody.
That's very funny. That seems to me like something very like Gen Z is suing the boomers for global warming. Like, that's basically what this is.
That's on my list of things to do, too. I haven't got to it yet, but one of these days I'm going to sue them.
Well, that's a big class action on here.
Yeah.
This, it's just Barney. Yeah, sorry, pal. I mean... It's what do they call that? It's generational trauma.
I've probably told people that I saw that, and they were probably like, "This dude's fucking lying. He wasn't even born."
That's true.
There's people that think I'm a liar because of that. That's more damn. Put it on the list, dude. This lawsuit's about to be fat.
You might have to hit a
I'm
couple.
gonna be Uber Eating every day for the rest of my life.
Oh, brother, I actually
subscribe to the Patreon so that this lawsuit actually is larger when I sue Andy.
No, I don't. Don't do that. Well, subscribe to the Patreon, but not so that you can sue. You're not going to use our Patreon money to sue me.
No, I'm gonna collect your money when I sue you.
Oh, so wait, but you're already getting a piece of that pie, but you want the whole damn thing?
Once I sue, yeah.
Once it's legally mine, yes, absolutely. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, on the Uber
Emotional damage!
On the Uber Eats fronts, I have gotten my wife hooked on it as well. We ordered separate delivery things like a couple of days ago. But we've been off it. We've been off it like recently, but that was the peak. She got Panera delivered, and I got obviously Szechuan Opera. Shout out to him, fucking best egg rolls in that goddamn game.
How much Chinese food have you been eating lately?
Oh, that's a big problem, Matthew. And I hadn't eaten Chinese food for probably since I was like living with our parents. Was the only time I'd ever eaten Chinese food. Like, I never ate Chinese food in college, never ordered it for myself. But now with Szechuan Opera, I've been getting back into the game. So I think I've had it in the past, in the past 4 weeks or so.
We'll call it a month.
Yeah, in the past month, I've had it like 6 times.
That's a lot of Chinese
It's a lot
food.
of Chinese. And Matthew, I'll tell you what, my body is going through my body is noticeably different. Like, I can feel it in my face. Like, I can feel it when I move. Like, and I was like, what is going on? Like, what is happening to me? It's like, oh, I'm eating something that I like. You know what? You know how it's like
mix in some beef and broccoli, brother.
Dude, they every time I get the sesame chicken,
it comes with broccoli. You don't need it, do you?
No, dude. There's 3 tiny ass pieces of broccoli right at the bottom. So but this is also, I mean, I kind of appreciate that though, because Szechuan Opera's like, who are we both kidding here? You know what I mean? You as the restaurant, me as the patron, who are we kidding on this juncture? You know what I'm talking about? We all know the broccoli is just kind of a visual garnish. Yeah, it's just for show. You know what I mean? You wouldn't legally be allowed to give it out if you didn't have at least one piece of green in there. It'd be considered poison. But I mean, I've eaten the broccoli like other places. You know, when they like pile on the broccoli, you know how they do it like that. But yeah, so I've been considering cutting back on Chinese food. I haven't had it since, God, I'm trying to think how many days sober of Chinese food am I? I think Saturday. So not as long ago as I was hoping for, but I think Saturday.
Some COVID Chinese.
Yes, it was Saturday. Yes.
You realized you had COVID. You figured you need to get something delivered. Drop it off at the door.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, also, you know what though? I think that might also be what's cutting into my immune system. That makes sense, right? That's the difference, dude. If it weren't for. Okay, well, now we're getting into some dangerous territory here. I'm realizing what I'm about to say.
What did you say earlier about, what was that term you used again?
Oh, master race? What does master race have to do with Chinese food giving me COVID? I don't know. My God, this is going to get the most flags on YouTube ever. Good Christ.
Yeah, false information.
Yep. Egg rolls gave me COVID. Shout out to it, but
Dude,
it wouldn't
love a good
stop
egg
eating
roll,
from
though.
it.
Oh
It was
my
very
goodness
delicious.
gracious.
It was very delicious. Oh man.
And once you find it, but that's part of being an adult. Like that's part of making a house a home is finding a good Chinese restaurant and just hammering it.
Yeah.
Sundays, Chinese food. Don't feel like cooking? Ring up shop. What's it called?
Szechuan Opera, baby.
Szechuan
Shout
Opera.
out to it. Park Avenue in Rochester. I hate to give it away, but it's so goddamn good. You got to share it with the world. It's so good, Matthew.
You're not going to be able to get your 50 to 60 minute delivery time now after this episode.
No, fuck no, dude.
After this episode, the place is going to be buzzing.
I mean, maybe.
Line out the
they'll
door.
know. But they'll know. I'd be like,
We're out of Sesame.
I'll
Andy.
just wear one of the sweatshirts with our faces on it when I go there, and they'll be like, "Oh, great, okay, yeah." Oh man, what a sad move that would be. But I'm not above it. But yeah, Szechuan Opera, very delicious.
But what you should do is you should get Andy. You should get a hoodie that is our sweatshirts. It's our logo, but you get our actual faces put on the can so that people are like, "Oh, that's you."
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that.
Well, the problem is your hairline has receded so much since that was drawn.
I don't think that's true.
There's no way anybody would mistake you for that.
You're
anymore.
just making fun of me. You're not talking true. You're not speaking.
No,
you're not
that's
speaking truth to
back.
power. You're not speaking truth to power on that.
I only speak in absolutes, Andy.
Only a Sith does that, you motherfucker. I think you know that too. I think you know only Siths speak in absolutes.
No.
Oh, did you not know that?
No, there's
now
this
you
video,
know.
Andy, the funniest video of all time. I think it's like an English dude, and he's like talking shit about his like football club, his soccer team. You know what I mean? He's like getting real passionate about it. He's doing like a street interview, you know, that somebody's doing after one of the game, and he's talking about like how shitty they are. I think that's what he's talking about, and he's like, I don't speak in like ifs, ands, or maybes. I don't speak nothing but absolutes. Like for example, if your auntie had a cock, she'd be your uncle. That's what he says. Like yeah, and it's a great.
Don't worry about that.
It's a great video. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't speak. I think I don't speak in if, ands, or maybes. I only speak absolutes.
Well, that guy's a Sith Lord, so I don't know how much advice you actually want to take from him.
Well, I mean, realistically, the entire Star Wars saga is like somebody losing to like the dark side. Like they're never winning.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's kind of the trouble about bringing balance to the Force. If you're talking real balance isn't good defeating evil. It's good and evil both existing. However, you are absolutely correct. The dark side dominates Star Wars. And like throughout every single of those three trilogies, I mean, the Emperor by the end of it, he's so gross and old and like craggly. You kind of hate to be on his side, but it's like, well, he has won literally every single step pretty much so far. Yeah,
he built a Death Star.
Yeah, he built 2 of them, and then was also behind Starkiller Base. So
might as well make it a 3rd.
Yeah, so I guess, kids, maybe become a Sith Lord. Maybe give up your hopes of being a Jedi. Yeah. That's actually one thing that is on my Christmas list is more lightsaber hilts from, because I've shown you the ones that I got, some of those, like, you know, the real expensive ones that Disney sells.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of those to put in my office with all my display stuff. I got Luke's, obviously. I got the what they refer to as the Skywalker Legacy hilt, which is Anakin's, but it's like after it broke or whatever, so it's got like the leather strap in it. It's very cool. Star Wars people know what I'm talking about. And I got the Obi-Wan one and Ahsoka. I got Ahsoka from when she was a Jedi.
Is it purple?
No, only Mace Windu as the purple, which
Mace Windu.
Yes,
forgot about that name.
Which is on my list. Dude, I don't know. For literally since because you know he gets killed in the 3rd one, or like he gets thrown out the window. Literally since that's happened, people are like, "When's he gonna come back? Like, when's he gonna come back?" Like, there's no way he's actually dead. Because Sam Jackson's still kicking around. He can still do it if he wanted to.
He could still you think?
Oh, dude. No, actually, that would kind of suck to see, because I mean he, dude, yeah, they go back to like the old, what's a Empire Strikes Back type of duels where like, bzz, bzz, bzz.
I like the
just like a little bug zapper type of, every few seconds you hit somebody. But Qui-Gon, they came out with the Qui-Gon one, and that's on my list. I really, really want the Qui-Gon lightsaber hilt. You were just asking me what I wanted for Christmas. I got you something great for Christmas last year, if you'd figure out that fucking Da Vinci Code thing.
I was just thinking about this. I might set aside some time within the next 24 hours to try to crack that.
It's not a bad idea.
I was thinking, like, I have to do it before Christmas.
It's the first step of your journey still, though, dude. Like, I set a fucking whole thing up for you. And it's all still, like, in place. Like, there's no time frame on it for you to have to, like, complete it. Thank God, because obviously that would have long passed since you've been really dragging your feet on it. But I forget what my point was. I was trying to make you feel bad, so... But when you finally, the codex is the first step.
Yeah,
and then,
I know.
But by the
everything
end
else is going to be easy, though.
I think. I hope so. I hope
the
so.
legend writ, the stain affected, the key in silence undetected.
Yeah, pretty much.
55 in iron pen, Mr. Matlack can't offend.
But I actually, so obviously that. I don't know if you know this, but that all just leads to, like, your real gift.
Yeah.
And that gift, I had to remind myself what it was, and you're going to love it. It's so cool. I really want you to find it, Matthew, so you have to get to work on this thing.
All right, I'll get to work.
Because it's very, very, very good and very fun.
I'll get to work on that. Maybe I'll have to watch the Da Vinci Code, too.
Yeah, get a little inspo. Sure. Fucking slick your hair back like Tom Hanks and you'll crack
I got to swim laps. I got to get in the pool tomorrow.
I think that's not a bad idea.
This isn't going to make our lives sound any more interesting after what we've talked about today. You COVID Uber Eatsing and your Gilmore Girls segment. But
dude, it's relatable.
I'm getting into the thick of it in Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets.
Ask how it's going.
And I'm right at the part where, like, they just found out that Harry is parcel tongue.
Speaks or like parcel tongue.
He's a parcel mouth.
And that's like yeah.
And then, like, right after that is when he finds the one Ravenclaw who he stopped the snake from.
Yeah.
And nearly headless Nick. And they're both frozened up.
Yeah. Justin, is his name
Justin something.
Yeah.
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 And so then the Christmas break happens, and they're still there on Christmas break, and that's when, maybe that's right. I don't know. Then he goes to Dumbledore's office for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And Dumbledore's like, "I don't think it was you," but then it kind of cuts away from that conversation. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
Like, it just kind of like all of a sudden it's like. They're on Christmas break and they're still there. Oh, because then they polyjuice it up.
Right.
Then they do the polyjuice potion.
Is that during Christmas break?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then but they find out that Malfoy doesn't know who it is. Malfoy's like, I wish I did so I could help him, but my dad's saying stay out of it. He says he knows about the last time it was open, but he doesn't want me to know too much because he thinks it'll be suspicious of me.
Dude, the Malfoys. Bad. That's bad news, that family.
Because their house just got raided for the first time by the Ministry.
Oh,
and he's like,
that's right.
And he's like, but luckily we have a secret chamber of our own under, like, the something room or something like that. And
doesn't Ron, like, tell his dad
it says he's going to tell his dad. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Man. Wow, those books are so good. You're just reminding me how much better those books are than the movies. Because the movies are cool. But for some reason, they never really strike me the same as when I reread the
books. Are very detailed, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's some stuff that the movies, I've already noticed, like, obviously I've seen all the movies, that the movies changed from the books, too, like, small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you keep reading them, just fucking wait until they do this thing in the movies actually just going forward, where every time Dobby, because if you remember, Dobby's not really in the movies. He's in the second one and he's in the seventh one. but he's in the books a lot more. And they do this thing in the movies where every time in the books it's like Dobby is helping Harry out, they replace Dobby with Neville. So, for example, you know how Neville, or no, I don't think that's the case. But like the fifth movie, Rumor Requirement, Neville like finds the Rumor Requirement.
Yeah.
Dobby tells Harry about that in the books, dude. That's all Dobby.
Gotcha.
And Winky. Shout out to Winky, not even in the movies. But if you keep reading, you'll get to that junk.
Yeah. But Dobby pisses, obviously Chamber Secrets, like Dobby pisses me off.
Yeah, Dobby makes me mad too. I don't. Although that's the only death that I cried real tears in when I was reading the books.
Dobby's death is sad because Dobby, does become very helpful in the life of Harry Potter.
And he's a nice guy. As irritating as he is, he's doing his thing. But it's written so beautifully in the books that the end of that chapter just describing Dobby laying in Harry's arms, dying, and it's like his eyes, because Dobby's got those big fucking eyes. It's like his eyes looking up at the stars they could not see, and that's like the last line of the chapter, and it just destroyed me. But and then the whole page was completely soaked in my tears, so it was a little hard to decipher. But
should we do the Hoopin' of the Week? We've already talked a little Star Wars.
Oh, yes, that's right, and I forgot how that ties in. But this week's Who Would Win of the Week is R2-D2 versus Wall-E, the Pixar robot. Now, you kind of said it, and I don't know if you were joking before, but when we were deciding on it in the other room, you were like, Wall-E's a pussy. I think that's what you said. And
I might have called him a bitch.
Yeah, I think you called Wall-E a bitch. And Wall-E
gets his show run by a bunch of fat people.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, not really. Like Wall-E, I credit where credit's due. Wall-E, he faces his fears always, even when it's very difficult for him to do. And credit to Wall-E, he does play a huge role in reminding the human race, or what am I saying? Of reminding people that they don't have to be like fat slobs or whatever. Like bringing the humanity back to the human race, so to speak. A flower, yeah. That's So Wall-E kind of does help in that space. But R2-D2 is R2D. I mean, that guy's badass.
Dude, here's the thing. Wall-E, I think I watched the movie once. Don't know much about it, but I'm just going to come right out and say I could kick Wall-E's ass.
Oh, yeah. I think even the fat people in that movie could have beat him up if they wanted.
And that's the thing. Like, R2-D2, I guess, like, also faces his fears in a sense because he's always...
That's true.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's
but
not
also,
really afraid
he's
of
on, like,
anything.
fucking, like, in, like... dogfights in planes in space, and he's outside of the plane when that's going on.
Dude, that's right. He's the only one who fixes the ship in episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
all the other ones get blown.
Wall-E's like afraid of like piles of garbage and shit.
Yeah, he's like afraid of bugs.
Yeah, like the fuck, dude. R2-D2 would stick out that and just absolutely turn Wall-E into a pretzel.
Yeah, and Wall-E's like pretty. He's strong, like because his hands are built to like clamp onto stuff, and he makes the garbage cubes or whatever. But R2, he does have just crazy amounts of tools. He's got like a little saw. He's got a little blowtorch.
He's got a grabber too.
Oh yeah, he's got a grabber. He's got a great grabber.
Dude, he would send that one that like wires. He like fries doors open. Yeah. He would send that inside a wall and just fucking zap him.
Yeah, zap him to hell. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he'd be like shaking in a corner like this, and R2 would approach like, and it's dead. Instant death. A painless death. He would do it respectfully.
That's the thing. R2-D2 is quick. A merciful murderer.
Like snapping the neck.
Yeah, exactly.
He would be taking Wall-E out to pet the rabbits.
That is so accurate. It's almost it's honestly making me sad how accurate that is. Wall-E is R2-D2's Lenny. Yeah. Do you know what Lenny's George is? George. Yeah. R2-D2 is George. Man.
Yeah. George.
I mean,
Caps Lenny.
George
of Mice and Men for anybody who's never read it.
I never read that. I didn't.
You never read it?
No, I didn't have to read it. The teacher that I had didn't want us to read that one. We read other stuff. Like did you have to read the Odyssey?
I think. What's it about?
It's by Homer. It's about Odysseus. It's like a
read Animal Farm.
Animal Farm, yeah, 9th grade. Shout out. I was just thinking about that, like having to read that and read Badge of Courage over the summer.
I read Ring of Fire.
Through
the Fire and Flames.
Yeah. The Gates of Fire, right?
Gates of Fire,
the
300
book.
Yeah.
That book was good.
I didn't read a
liked
single page of it.
It was good. Best book, though, still one of my favorite books of all time, Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. Read it in that class.
I don't think I ever did it.
It's so good. Honestly,
we read a Shakespeare book in that class also.
I don't remember.
Been.
Maybe it was, I think Caesar, Julius Caesar was in that class. Because the year after.
It might have been Romeo and Juliet.
Nah, I don't think so. Because I mean, I don't think you would have read that in honors English. Romeo and Juliet, no way. That was for, like, regular folks.
Never read it anywhere else.
What are, like, a regular... Did you take honors in 10th grade, too, or whatever? Ooh.
I only took it in 10th grade.
What was the one?
You're talking about college comp.
No, I'm talking about the one in 11th grade, which was what, AP, I guess? AP English?
Yeah, I didn't take AP English.
Yeah, me neither. I did like...
Fucking nerds.
Yeah, it sounded... I mean, I've only heard bad things about that class.
But you took English honors, too.
Yeah, in 10th grade.
No, you took college comp.
Did take college comp. And
That class.
I had a blast in that class. I've said it on here before, but I had a great time in that class. A lot of fun.
I dropped it to take film study.
Good call.
And now I know what a Zolly Zoom is, baby.
Hell yeah.
Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week? R2D2 versus Wally. Wally's getting taken out to pet the rabbits, as I said.
I watched a show on Netflix called, it's his new Netflix show. It's called Blue Eye Samurai.
Oh, the Blue Eye Samurai.
Matthew, it's awesome.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Blue-eyed samurai.
It's so good. I gotta recommend it out there to anybody. But you know, it's like it's got me thinking because it's an animated show, but it's like, you know, it's super violent and stuff like that. I would lump it into the group of like The Boys or Invincible, which are both Amazon shows. Just things like that. And there's just this interesting thing because I'm getting it's about this now I don't know how much of this is like, I don't know anything about the history of Japan really, but this takes place at some point in the past,
pre-bomb.
Way
pre-bomb. This is ancient Japan.
This is yeah. But at least in this show, at the time, it's like white people like aren't allowed in the country.
Okay.
So this girl, her mom was, you know, raped by a white guy. So she's half white, half Japanese, and people are trying to kill her because they think she's an abomination. But then she grows up. She, you know, trains to become a samurai and stuff, which is really hard. She has to pretend she's a man through like her whole life. So a little dash of Mulan in
dash
there.
Dash of Mulan, dash of the Karate Kid. It sounds like a mix of both.
Yeah, maybe a sprinkle of
the
Karate
new Karate Kid.
Sprinkle of the new Karate Kid with Jackie Chan, 100%.
Yeah.
And so then she finds out that there were 4 white men in Japan at the time of her birth, like who could have been the ones who raped her mom. So now the show is about her like tracking them down and killing them because they're all, even though it's illegal for them to be in Japan, they're all like, you know, weapons dealers or drug dealers or things, you know, so they're sticking around. And it's so good. It's really, really good. Again, it is insanely hyper violent, which has got me thinking about, because if this show had come out in like, because it's brand new, if it had come out in like 2016, it would have been one of the best shows ever. But because we have the examples I gave before, The Boys and Invincible, it's strange. It's cool to watch. Like, you know, there's things in, like in this show, for example, like at one point she cuts off a guy's leg and then throws it into another guy so hard that it like penetrates his chest. So she kills a guy with like another guy's leg, which is it's cool to see, honestly. You know, you're like, oh, holy shit, like I can't believe that happened. You know, it's there for shock value, but it's interesting. It's interesting to me. And I'm not an anti-violence guy by any means. I'm a super anti-censorship dude, so I'm glad that they're doing things like this. It makes for a really good show. But the other hand, it's also now, I think, because of the hyper violence, and people who have watched The Boys specifically will know exactly what I'm talking about. There's also starting to be an element now of like hyper, not sexualization exactly, but like hyper, for lack of a better term, I guess that's exactly what it is. But there's like this it's not just enough to have like a crazy violent show, but you also have to show, I mean, I don't want to describe the stuff that happens specifically in like The Boys, but like just the craziest sex shit you can think of just being kind of folded into the show. They're not it's not like pornographic, they're not like showing it, but it's all like, that like this is happening, and it's like fucking weird. So I just don't. Now I know I'm rambling, and I apologize.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just working my way through it. Like, what is there going to be a positive? Is there going to be any effect? Does the effect of it even matter? Like, what's going to happen? I don't know. But it's
talking about the effect, like on shows,
in general.
You're thinking way deeper than most
I know.
Are.
Listen, I've had COVID brain fog for a whole weekend, dude.
And all of a sudden, it's like you took a Claritin.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking steam engines revving back up.
Now the haze is gone. Well.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel it. It's winding down. We can wrap it up. It's no problem.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, hey, it filled a little bit of time.
Yeah,
for the last
I was
couple
just
minutes.
sitting here like I had no clue what was happening because I've never watched any of those shows.
They are good. They are good quality programs.
I don't like that guy's face that's in The Boys, or else I probably would have given it a try.
The blonde guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why he's perfect.
No,
for that
that's
role,
kind of what like I think it's supposed to be, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I punch him in the face.
Yeah, I hear you.
Andy, I'm excited to give thanks tomorrow. Oh, this was what I was getting at, though. You don't like Thanksgiving. This is how we'll end the show.
Okay.
I think we talked about this last year. Name what's your favorite Thanksgiving food / what's going on the plate then tomorrow?
Mashed potatoes is, I mean, the greatest food of all time.
Yeah.
I would have to say. So that's number one. Turkey is always bad. Turkey's always bad. Turkey, for being the star of Thanksgiving, turkey's never good. Except last year, our mom made the only good turkey I've ever had in my life. It was so delicious. Every time the plate of turkey comes around at Thanksgiving, I feel obligated to put a little on my plate. And I want to have some. It's part of the whole experience. But I've never been like, give me more of that turkey, except for last year. Because that's fucking crazy, honestly, that you go through so many Thanksgivings with so many bad turkeys.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. See, I don't think turkey is the poster child, but it's not the star of the show when you're actually eating. Thanksgiving is a holiday based on the sides. It's all about the sides.
Yeah.
2, I know what you mean when you have a really good turkey. It's definitely better, but I can enjoy like an average turkey.
Yeah, sure.
It's not my favorite food. I actually like ham too. I like when there's a ham at Thanksgiving. Yeah. But I know what you mean when like there's a turkey that can go a step above. But I will agree with you that it seems weird that there's an entire day out of the year based around this food that not very many people can seem to figure out how to cook.
Yeah, it is a tough one, which is why I just heard a guy talking about how his family, they would have lamb instead of turkey every year.
That's not that much easier, though.
No, it's not, but I think it might end up being better.
Lamb, I'm like, I like lamb. I'm not
sure.
Like I would probably eat a turkey before I ate a lamb.
But I'm just saying maybe it's time we think about like maybe it's time for turkey to step aside. Maybe we toss in a little boiled goose. Maybe we toss in like a duck, some other kind of bird.
No.
But something has to replace turkey at Thanksgiving dinner. I'm starting the movement right now. I'm starting the petition.
What if you go in tomorrow and the turkey's just as good as last year? That's 2 years in a row. Are you thinking you're turning your opinion on turkey? But anyway, this is not what we're talking about.
It's about the person who made the turkey.
You said mashed potatoes and maybe you'll put some turkey on your plate. That's all you're going with tomorrow?
Oh, no. But mashed potatoes is the best. And if I did only have mashed potatoes, sue me. Okay. Don't judge me. Geez, I don't know. Stuffing, obviously.
Are you a big stuffing guy?
I've turned into a big stuffing guy. I'm on board with stuffing these days.
What about gravy?
Gravy. I don't know, because here's the thing. I think that gravy is typically the star of Thanksgiving. We were talking about how turkey is not the star. I think the real star is probably gravy, but I think a part of that may be only because of the subpar turkey that so many people are experiencing.
You need the gravy
You
to make
need
the
the
turkey.
gravy to make the whole meal. So with like potatoes and stuff, I do potatoes 3 different ways at Thanksgiving. I do them standalone, because I dig it. And, sometimes that's the one, if I'm going to take a bite of turkey and mashed potatoes, I have it plain. I do a potato that's got corn mixed in with it, which if you haven't tried, it's delicious. And then I have a gravy mashed potato. So you have kind of the holy trinity of mashed potatoes on the plate, and then whatever you want in the center.
Okay. So you go 3 different scoops of potatoes.
Yeah.
Are you doing this at 3 separate times, or that's all on the plate at once?
I do it at 3 separate times. If the plate was big enough to allow me to do that, then I certainly would, because I like having.
It's got to be a big plate, though.
But it's got to be a big plate. I got to have a platter. I really need a platter for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And I think deformalizing Thanksgiving is the greatest thing that's happened to like our generation. Like, I feel like people used to like get dressed up.
Yeah.
And like, you got like fine china out. Like, dude, actually, you know what did it? You know what deformalized Thanksgiving was? The Bills. Because you went 3 out of 4 years with a Bills game on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And that really deformalized it, in my opinion. And I love that. Wear sweatpants. Eat it off a paper plate. You can be, I would say you're even more thankful for that meal when you're wearing sweatpants, eating off a paper plate.
This I disagree
Because now
with.
you don't have to do the dishes, and you can be maximum comfort.
You know what? I disagree with it. Even the dishes part. Because I think that's all part of the Thanksgiving experience. Because at the end of the day.
Wrong.
No, not wrong.
Wrong.
No, not wrong. Right.
Wrong.
No, not wrong. At least one. Can't we have at least one thing? I mean, Thanksgiving's not even my top 3 holidays, as we've established. Can't we have at least one holiday that still has a little bit of decorum left in it? Like, what is wrong with looking nice on Thanksgiving? I'm not saying we have to go with the full Norman Rockwell thing, but I don't think sweatpants should be a part of the Thanksgiving experience. And I certainly don't think paper plates should be a part of the experience. Not at all. I mean, again, I'm not a big Thanksgiving guy, but if I'm there, I need it to be a little bit of the upper echelon.
The quality of paper plates has gone like this. With the exception of Zoo Pals, paper plates have gone like this. Like, dude.
There's that one brand of paper, like the real thick. It's almost like paper mache. It's like papyrus.
Cardboard. Yeah.
It's like
you can see the see the recycled newspaper in there. Yeah.
It's like
the
the Smencils.
Yeah.
That's a top quality paper plate. That in its own right can handle.
That's a grad party paper plate. You get those a lot at grad parties. Yeah. Catered events, yes. Catered events paper plate. But again, I think I think it's nice to kind of this is perfect.
Go all out a little bit
This is
for
perfect
Thanksgiving.
Because now you can do the dishes tomorrow.
Which I have no problem with. Which, first of all, I was always doing the dishes when we were young anyways. Between the two of us, I mean.
That's not true.
You're telling me. Between the two of us?
Because this is what would happen.
Hold on. Between the two of us, though, you're saying that you were the one who was doing dishes over me?
Yeah. You want to know why?
I just want to say a little louder, straight answer.
Yeah. You want to know why? Do you want to know why? You know that point in every Thanksgiving where Dad would say, hey, come do the dishes? He would never, and I already know how you're going to spin zone this.
I don't have to spin anything.
No, but I'm telling you, your spin zone would be wrong.
The truth needs no spinning.
He would always say, like, Matthew, get up here and do the dishes. But he would never say that to you because
I was already up there.
And that's the thing. And that's what I told you your spin zone. I literally predicted what you were going to say before
but
you
didn't
said
say
it.
The truth needs no spinning.
That is not the truth. But you were just no, it went unnoticed because you weren't when that I was not doing the dishes because I was doing something mischievous. You were like already just relaxed and hanging out, behaving yourself.
First of all, I've never relaxed once in my entire life. So don't tell me that I was relaxing when dishes needed to be done.
Andy, I'm thankful for you and the podcast.
And I'm thankful for you and the podcast.
Love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.